When it comes to the Natasha Denona Tan Eyeshadow Palette, my question is it truly accommodating for tan to deep skin tones? Today, we're going to be doing 3 looks using the Tan Eyeshadow Palette. I'm going to be doing swatches and comparing it to a couple of other brown type of Natasha Denona eyeshadow palettes that I have here in my own personal collection. Let's dive right in. Hey beauties, diving right in to the Natasha Denona Tan Eyeshadow Palette. We already have our eyelids prepped with the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I'm going to go ahead and powder down just a little bit with the Givenchy Prism Libre. So everything that I'm going to be using in today's video will be down in a description bar, just in case you're interested. Because I want to create multiple looks for you today, I'm going to create a different look on each eye. And then my final look is going to be like the look that I'm going to wear out for the day. So for the first look, I'm going to take the shade Soft Spot. This is a medium neutral nude shade. And this is just Natasha's regular matte formula. Using a pointed crease brush from Refer. Thank you, Refer, for the brushes that you sent over. I absolutely prefer using goat hair, squirrel hair, natural fiber hair brushes when it comes to powders, especially eyeshadows. Okay, so that is the shade Soft Spot. Then I'm going to take a fluffy crease brush. This is a Blender Pro from Sonia G. And I'm going to start by blending out the edges here. And then let's take a little bit of Glide. You see, Glide has some trauma because this palette came broken. This is a creamy matte. And this is described as a dark toasty brown. Then I'm going to pick up the shade Paddle. And this is just a flat shader brush, a small flat shader brush. And I'm going to press that in over the inner corner of the eye. All right. Then I'm going to take the color Serene. And this is described as a sparkling foiled medium rusty nude. And I'm going to pick that up just with my finger and press that over the lid. Okay, so this is our first simple everyday wearable eyeshadow look using the Natasha Denona Tan Eyeshadow Palette. Jumping right into the next look. For this look, I'm going to take the shade Sandal, and this is a creamy matte medium caramel shade. I'm going to wash this color through the crease. Then I'm going to clean off that pointy crease brush from Refer. This is a number 15. Cleaning that off. And then I think I want to dip into Dip. And Dip is a creamy matte coffee brown. Smudging that color on the outer corner of the eye. Going back to the Sonia G Blender Pro and just blending out the edges. Okay. Taking that flat shader brush cleaned off that I used earlier. This is an old Sephora collection shader brush. I'm going to take the color Celeste. This is a metal glossy icy beige color. I'm going to pop that in on the inner corner of the eye. Let's go in with the shade Burnt. This is a sparkling foil light pale copper shade. I'm going to be using a Refer 02 flat shader brush. I'm going to flip the brush upside down. That way I can get as close to the lash line as possible, kind of overlapping that icy beige color that we applied earlier. So look 1, look 2, let me know which one you like the most. All right, we are back for the final look and diving right in to the shade Dip. This is that creamy matte coffee brown color. This is a Morphe small pointed crease brush, gold hair, discontinued many years ago. Packing that color right there on the outer corner of the eye. Then I'm going to pick up the color Glide. Glide is another creamy matte medium brown. This is a dark toasty brown. Using an old MAC 224 goat hair blending brush. MAC doesn't do goat hair anymore, just FYI, but they do still make the 224. So if you want something with this exact shape, and picking up that Glide shade, using it to blend out the edges of Dip, which is the deepest shade in the palette. Going back into the previous shade, I'm going to just add some more intensity from the shade Dip, just on the outer edge. Back to the 224, blending it out, blending towards the center of the eye. I haven't added any other additional product to the brush. I'm gonna do is just take my 224 and wipe it off on a paper towel that I have here in front of me. Then I'm gonna pick up a little bit of soft spot. This is a medium sandy brown shade, traditional matte, not creamy. And then I'm just going to blend through the crease on the first half of the eye. Okay, let's take a little bit of the shade Kissed. This is a BK Beauty 203. This is a synthetic small shader brush. And I'm just going to pat that over the inner corner of the eye, literally just patting it. I'll worry about blending out the edges in a second. Going back in with the Rephr 02 brush, flat shader brush, I want to pick up the shade Brook. Brook is a sparkling foiled medium brown color. Loading up both sides of my brush. Okay. And flipping the brush upside down, I want to place this color across the entirety of the inner part of my lid, like this. Basically connecting the colored dip and this Kissed shade. Okay, so going back to that BK Beauty brush that we applied that Kissed shade on our inner tear duct, and I'm just going to blend out the harsh edges by patting and smudging that area. So to complete this look, we're going to do liner and lashes. So I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my makeup and we'll come right back. Okay, we are back. I have my full face on. We're going to tie this eyeshadow look in a bow. I'm going to apply the Lancome waterproof eyeliner in Intense Black. This is a matte eyeliner. I'm going to smudge a little bit along the lash line and also on the waterline. And before I let the eyeliner dry down, because this is a fast drying eyeliner, I'm going to take my Rephr 03 and just gently smudge it out just by itself, not adding any shadow. And what I'm going to do is apply the liner. Okay. And using that same Rephr brush, I'm going to take the shade Glide out of the Tan eyeshadow palette. So rinse and repeat on the other eye. A little bit of tubing mascara on the bottom lashes. I've already got mascara on the top lashes. This is the Too Faced tubing mascara. I'm talking about just a tiny, tiny bit. Just to add some definition to the lower lash line. So I am going to wear a lash today. I am going to be wearing my favorite Amazon lashes that I've been talking over and over and over about. This is what a untrimmed pair looks like. They have a nice little curl on them. And I hear you all whenever you are asking a lot of questions about strip eyelashes, and just trust and believe. Hold on. Ask and you shall receive. So I'm going to go ahead and pop those on and I'll be right back. Okay, beauties, I have everything on, lashes on, all of the things will be linked down in the description bar or through YouTube shopping popping up on the screen here. So when it comes to the tan eyeshadow palette, the first thing that I thought about, which is honestly my absolute favorite Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette, was the bronze eyeshadow palette. And as you can see, the bronze eyeshadow palette is incredibly much warmer than the tan palette. The tan truly is a neutral in undertone eyeshadow palette. And I would probably say my second favorite eyeshadow palette from Natasha Denona has to be the Dramatic Texture and Tone eyeshadow palette. It has a variety of different undertones. Rosy, neutral, and warm undertones. It is a absolutely stunning eyeshadow palette, and this one is actually still available. The bronze eyeshadow palette is no longer available, unfortunately. And you can clearly see the different undertone differences and the variety that you get in the Texture and Tone Dramatic palette. You get more variety in the Texture and Tone Dramatic palette. Now, I would say one of my old favorites. This is Natasha's large palette. I want to say Biba is still available on the Natasha Denona website, but no longer available at Sephora. It may be available at Ulta, just FYI. And you can also see here the variety and undertone. The Biba palette was probably my first or second Natasha Denona eyeshadow palette. I've had it for many, many, many years. And it also has a combination of rosy, cool, and neutral undertones and warm undertones in the Biba palette. So obviously, you can use a variety of different eyeshadows out of different palettes in your collection to get a full-on neutral-only look. There are some really nice shadows in the tan palette. For example, my favorite eyeshadows within this palette are the shades Glide, which is a creamy matte. I really like Glitz. It's a very, very, very sparkly champagne gold shade. I like the color Dip, this super creamy, matte, smoky brown. And the shade Brook and Burnt. I would say those are my favorites out of this palette. If I could just have a mini palette with only those, I would be happy. And maybe throw in the shade Soft Spot for like a transition type of blending color. So with all of that being said, unfortunately, I really believe that this palette, if you're like anything deeper than like your like MAC NC50 or NW45, this is not really going to be as accommodating as you would want, because the mid-tone brown shades aren't very deep. So you can see in the swatches that I have on my skin tone MAC NC47 shade that some of the shadows barely show up on me. So I just want to put that information out there so that you make the best decisions when it comes to your beauty purchases. The facts are the facts. If you have deep skin, this may not be the palette for you. If you have my skin tone and lighter, yes, you're going to love this palette, especially if you love a good neutral. So I hope that you enjoyed the eyeshadow looks that I created today. And if you love a flawless matte complexion, you're going to want to check out the video that I created showing you step by step how I get a flawless foundation routine. And I'll see you there. Bye.